Wow, man, I haven't wore a fucking baseball cap. I've been wearing my baseball cap backwards. I think it looks better on camera, and with my hair, usually when my hair gets out of control, like right now my hair is okay. I showered last night after Raw. Right now the back of my hair is okay. When my hair grows, I kind of look like fucking Joe Dirt, man. I got that mullet backing. But right now it's okay. Right now it's the way it should be, but it is what it is, man. I've been wearing my hat backwards. I think it looks better on camera when I record, but usually I wear my hat front. Haven't worn it in a while on video, but this is your Patreon Q&A, man. I wanna try and do this weekly. I had a ton of feedback from you guys. A lot of questions. I took about 10 or 11 from you guys, and I'm going to answer them in this video to the best of my ability. And I want to do this every week, man. I want to kind of give you guys a glimpse into who I am and what I'm about. YouTube is entertainment. I want you guys to be fully aware of that. What I do on YouTube is pretty much me, just amped up. Just picture Stone Cold Steve Austin in the Attitude Era, Steve Austin is not really fucking chugging beer and fucking swearing all over the place, in real life while he's walking down the streets of L.A. or he's at the Broken Skull Ranch. It's just Steve Austin amped up. The Rock is The Rock amped up. It's Dwayne Johnson amped up. JD is, JD amped up. It's entertainment. If I don't make you guys laugh, I'm not doing my job. If I don't entertain you guys, I'm not doing my job. Those who know me in real life know me, to be very laid back, shy, and just very reserved, man. And I want to give you guys a glimpse into who I am, and this is why, the Patreon thing is a little bit more intimate, But hopefully this gets over well. Hopefully you guys take advantage of this. I know I want to kind of rebrand the Patreon page and give you guys more than what you're pledging for. I have a ton of shit in my closet here that I just love to give away. Maybe I'll do something with that. All the shit that I've accumulated from the boxes that I unboxed, the loot crates and the slam crates and the fucking wrestle crates. I got a DVD rack that's fucking falling apart in my living room because Bailey fucking destroyed the shit out of it. She jumps all over it. She jumps behind it. She starts fucking playing with the wood. It was this fucking beautiful thing that I put together. It was midnight blue. It's falling apart. I got so many DVDs on there that I'd love to give away, man. I might give those away, to you guys if you guys are still into collecting DVDs. They're all WWE DVDs, by the way. I think I got everything from way back when, man, in chronological order. I used to be a big thing, but now that we got the network, who the fuck needs that shit, right? But I'll figure something out, man. I want to give you guys a little bit more bang for your buck, but the main thing here is you guys have honestly gotten me through the very best that you can through a very, very difficult month and a half, man. I'm not going to open up about what I'm going through because I want to see it through. I want to see everything through, and I want to have the end result happen first, if that makes any sense to you. I want to get to the finish line of this thing, and I want everything to work out the way my heart believes it will work out. Then I will do my own sub-story, JD's sub-story, to you guys. I just hope that day comes. Don't know when it will be. I don't know if it will be. But hopefully that one day will come where I can give you guys my own personal sub-story and tell you guys exactly what I'm going through right now, because it's not good. I would not wish this upon my worst enemy. And when I have kids in the future, this entire situation that I'm going through right now will be on my head, and I will guide my daughter or my son, to the very best that I can in the future. I don't want anybody to go through what I'm going through right now at all. I also want to let you guys know that I am no longer working my retail job. I walked away. It's been like that for a month now. I left after WrestleMania. After I got back from WrestleMania, I just didn't go back. And I teased it, but I didn't think I was going to go through with it. And I did. I took that leap. Being there mentally would have killed me. I can't deal with it. I much rather work from home, and I much rather build JD's empire with YouTube. So I just want to let you guys know about that. That's why the Raw reviews have been on Tuesday morning instead of Monday night, because I used to work every Tuesday, or pretty much every Tuesday, and I couldn't do it the next morning. There were many nights where I didn't want to do it on Monday night, and I had to because I'd work the next morning. So it was either do the video, dead tired, and then go to work, or don't do one at all. Now I have the liberty of waking up at 10 o'clock and making a cup of coffee and doing a Raw review. And as far as I see, I mean, with the product being dead as it is, the numbers haven't changed. I mean, the product, when it's good, the views reflect that. I remember I did with that triple threat match, that Balor, Miz, and I'm fucking drawing a blank. And Rollins. I don't know why I'm drawing a blank. My mind's all over the place. With that triple threat match with Balor, Miz, and Rollins, the best main event of Monday Night Raw of the year, to find out who the number one contender for the Intercontinental title was. That video I did on Tuesday morning. It did almost 30,000 views. So when the product is hot and when there's something of interest, the views will reflect that. So I'm not concerned about that. It almost did like 1,700 likes. It was just like a normal video. So I know I have it within me to deliver a video whenever, and you guys will watch it. It's just the product needs to be up to par as well. I'm always going to be up to par with what I have to talk about, but if the product is lacking and slacking, it shows. So that's why I've been doing them on Tuesday. I've been trying to get a lot more extras up for you guys because I have a lot more time. And then the Eric Bischoff thing fell into my lap, and I'm going to try and work on that. I'm going to try and get something out maybe once a week for you guys on there. I got to see what's going on with that. Maybe I can push out some other content as well. I might push out the Lucha Underground review, or I might do maybe a New Japan. I don't know, man. It's still in the working phases, but right now the Off the Script Retro is going to be the thing that I'm going to start with. And if you guys want me to start with a specific era, because I'm subscribed to Meltzer's newsletter, man, so I can go back and give you the news and notes of whatever the fuck was going on back in the day. Give me a time frame of when you want me to start. You want me to start? I was thinking about starting in 92. I was thinking about starting in 92 with the Royal Rumble. Yeah, maybe even going back before that, starting with the 91 Survivor Series where Hogan lost to Undertaker, and then they had the rematch Tuesday in Texas, and then they stripped Hogan of the title, and they put the title on the line in the Royal Rumble. I'm thinking about kind of starting with that area. If you guys want to see anything different, please let me know. If you guys want me to start with the Attitude Era, if you guys want me to start, I don't know, if you guys want me to start with the Ruthless Aggression Era, whatever. But I would like to start. I think my heart is starting with 92. Let me know what you guys think. I'll leave it up to everybody that's a Patreon. But that's where I'm at with that. No longer working the job, so I got a lot more free time, a lot more creativity. Being that I am going through what I'm going through, man, I've been depressed. I do miss gaming. I do miss streaming. But I really haven't had a desire to play anything. I know you guys have wanted to see Outlast 2. I know some of you wanted to see, more Call of Duty. My heart is not in it right now, man. I think that'll change over time. I'm very excited about Destiny 2. Very excited about that because I was big into Destiny 1. But we'll see what happens with that. I am going to start streaming on Twitch to maybe get a partnership over there. I think me doing reactions for certain pay-per-view events this week is going to be a big deal, man. Like, it's going to be easier for me to do it on Twitch because I don't think they'll flag it down. If there's any audio for like a pay-per-view on YouTube, I feel like YouTube's going to flag me. So I'm going to take the safe route and do it on Twitch. But we'll see what happens with that. Maybe we can get a partnership out of that too. You know, if I maybe do an off the script live over there, or you know, the pay-per-view reactions. I know you guys would love that. So we'll see what happens. We'll see what happens with that. House of Glory is going great. I've been doing voiceovers for their last event that I had in April, New World Rising. I just got wind that I will be lead announcer, which I am, but this is a special case. I think Memorial Day weekend, I think it's May 27th. Cody Rhodes is going to be there. It's going to be a TNA taping. And this is the first time I'm talking about this. It's going to be a TNA taping, and it's going to be airing on Pop TV, I believe. It's going to be a Pop TV television taping. And I will be lead announcer. So I don't know if I'm going to be on Impact. I don't know if you're going to be hearing me on Impact, but it's going to have something to do with Impact. It's going to be affiliated with Impact Wrestling. So I got to bring my fucking AAAA plus game. Not that I would take a job with TNA. I would much rather work for Ring of Honor, but we'll see what happens with that. It's very exciting news, and you know, those are the things that pretty much have been on my mind lately. Figured I'd let you guys know because you, out of everybody, is the most important, being that you pledge monthly to what I do on here. So I greatly appreciate you guys. Let's get on with the Q&A, man. We got some questions here. Mixture of everything, man. Mixture of music, real life, wrestling, of course. But I'm going to start off with this one, man, because this was the first one that I gravitated towards. Let me pull up. I should have pulled up the people who asked the question, because obviously I want to give shout outs to everybody, because you guys were so gracious in just, you know, taking part in this, and I want to give you guys proper recognition, because it's always nice to be recognized by someone that you listen to every day, and it's always nice to hear your name on a video, you know. This one is from Alexander. Hello, JD. Which band's album did you enjoy most in 2016? What was your favorite song of 2016? Alexander, this is a very, very good question, because I am a big music guy. And I am going to go with The Last Hero by Alter Bridge. Alter Bridge is one of my favorite bands besides Symphony X. Symphony X and Alter Bridge are 1 and 2. I think they're two of the most fantastic, talented fucking group of human beings that walk this earth. Now, with Alter Bridge's album, The Last Hero, I did not like it when I first heard it. I thought it was, you know, they had their single, My Champion, come out, and I'm like, fuck, this shit sucks. But then I'm like, you know what? Let me take a step back. Alter Bridge usually releases one of those, you know, those Creed-esque songs, because Alter Bridge is 3/4 of Creed minus Scott Stapp. So then I listened to the album, I'm like, well, this is pretty good. This is pretty heavy. And then I listened to it more, and I listened to it more, and, you know, I felt the lyrics. And then I got to the last song, the title track, The Last Hero. And it was just fucking wow. And if I had to choose an album, it would be Alter Bridge's Last Hero. And my favorite song is the title track from The Last Hero. And I urge you guys to go listen to it. It's like a 7-minute epic where Miles is fucking, he's just fantastic. And I urge you guys to listen to it, because not only do the lyrics mean something to me, but the overall tone of the song and the musicianship and the feeling that they put into their music is just unbelievable, man. And that's my answer to that question. Alter Bridge, The Last Hero, and my favorite song is the title track from that same album, The Last Hero. I urge you guys to go listen to that. This one is from Connor. Okay, Fabe. What's up, brother? He asks, do you see the WWE eventually breaking away anyone from the cruiserweight division to the main roster? I worry that they are going to pigeonhole the division like they were in WCW. I do. Neville has been fantastic. Neville has shown you that he could do anything. And with his current heel run, I'd love to see him get a shot on the main roster again. because matches like Neville and Zayn, Neville and Styles, Neville and Orton, Neville and Nakamura, or anything. You know, that type of heel that plays up to that character so well, the way he's done, can find massive success away from the Cruiserweight division. They put him there because WWE had nothing for him. They had nothing for him, which is a shame. You know, if they thought about this a year ago, you know, we might be looking at a different main roster with Neville on the main roster. But I do see Neville breaking away eventually. I do. I did look at Cedric Alexander that way. He's just got the build and the make of a perfect Intercontinental Champion. He does. He's got it all. His match, and to be brutally honest with you, I never really backtracked to find out who and what Cedric Alexander was or did. And when I watched him in the Cruiserweight Classic against Kota Ibushi, that's all you needed, man. You know, I'm not a difficult man to please. I didn't even know Kota Ibushi before the Cruiserweight Classic. That's all I needed. I needed that one match, which was in my top 10 matches of 2016. And it should be on everybody's list. And if you haven't watched it, I urge you to go get the network and watch it. They're giving it away for 30 days free. Cruiserweight Classic, Cedric Alexander versus Kota Ibushi. Please. The near falls in that match are fucking spine-tingling. Unbelievable. But Cedric Alexander has the makings of a breakout star. Now, I know he's hurt. He's out 6 months. Hopefully he's back this summer. They put him in shit storylines. I see him breaking away. I see him being more than what he is in the Cruiserweight division. Austin Aries is another one, just based on his wrestling ability alone. I can see Austin Aries fitting perfectly on SmackDown Live. Perfect. But the Cruiserweight division as a whole, I think they pigeonholed the entire division, period. Because them having it take place after SmackDown Live is a mistake. I say make it its own entity at Full Sail. Create that atmosphere, that intimate atmosphere like you did with the Cruiserweight Classic, but on a weekly basis. And just have Tom Phillips and Nigel McGuinness do the commentary there. Whatever. You want Corey Graves and Tom Phillips? Whatever. I think they need to be in front of an intimate crowd because they are doing them no justice. They are doing them no justice, and it just doesn't look right. It doesn't look right on the big stage after SmackDown Live. It needs to be its own entity on the network, just like the UK special that they got going on. It needs to be its own entity. Cruiserweights, you got NXT, you got UK Live. That's it. That's it. 3 separate identities, and that's exactly what they are. They are 3 separate identities. NXT, Cruiserweight Classic, or the Cruiserweights, 205 Live, and UK. Simple. That's the way I'd do it if I was running WWE. Adele, if you can bring back CM Punk, how would you book his return? CM Punk coming back to WWE would almost certainly involve Triple H and Stephanie McMahon. And I would book CM Punk's return to be a worked shoot. And I would book CM Punk to really nail the facts as to why he was fired or why he was let go, right? Or he was fired, according to him, on his wedding day. Mail termination papers. But I would involve Triple H and I would involve Stephanie McMahon for sure. And I would involve SmackDown. I would have him come back to SmackDown. I would not have him come back to Raw. I would have CM Punk eventually feud with AJ Styles over the WWE Championship. That's what I would do. But to bring Punk back, it would obviously be during WrestleMania season. I would book Punk's return in a match with Triple H. I would have them go at it because there's real life drama there. I doubt it would happen, but I would have CM Punk come back and make a monumental return at WrestleMania. Show up on SmackDown Live and listen, I'm the best in the world. I only came back for one reason, for the WWE Championship. I've come back to reclaim what is mine, and I've come back to reclaim my top spot and main event WrestleMania. And there's no better man to do that against than AJ Styles. That's how I would book CM Punk's return. Beast Mode Boogie. He simply asks, ass or titties? I had to answer this one because I laughed my ass off when I seen this one. You know what? I'm going to be brutally honest with you. I don't mind a woman with a lot up top. I don't. But I prefer them smaller. I would much rather have a woman be curvy in other ways. I don't like it too big because then it's just more than a handful. Like it's like there's just so much there. It's like what, it's a waste. As long as it fits in the palm of my hand, that's fine. And as long as it got a nice round shape to it, I'm fine. I'm gonna go with ass over titties. Titties, they come in all shapes and sizes, big, small. But if they're too big, it's like, well, I mean, really, it's like if a hand size or if they fit in the palm of your hand, that's fine. It's more than enough. Anyway, moving on. Figured I'd answer that one. Hardeep. We have a question here from Hardeep. Do you think Kenny Omega and the Young Bucks will join the WWE once their contracts are over? And if so, would you want the Young Bucks to go straight to NXT or straight to the main roster? Kenny Omega and the Young Bucks will join the WWE. The Young Bucks have another 2 years. I see them making their money and doing what they got to do and adding to their resume, which is only going to make them more valuable in the end. And they're still young. I hope they're not too beat up, but they will still be the Young Bucks. Kenny Omega signed another 1-year deal with New Japan in January. He wants the IWGP World Heavyweight Championship, so that's what he's going to do. He's got a rematch, I believe, at Dominion, as you guys have filled me in, against Okada. Very much looking forward to seeing how that transpires, because I did not watch the first one. I watched the first one on YouTube after it happened, like 2 days later. But as far as them going to WWE, yes, I believe all three, Matt and Nick and Kenny Omega, will be in the WWE. Kenny Omega for sure will be in the WWE because I know that is his ultimate goal, and he's even said it himself, and I believe him to be very genuine when he speaks. He wants to main event WrestleMania. He wants to main event WrestleMania with AJ Styles. I do believe that will come to be one of these days. Do they go straight to NXT? Yes, all three go to NXT. And the reason why they all go to NXT is because WWE, compared to everything else that they've been through and every promotion they've been in, is a different monster. They will be honed and they will be crafted into being bigger superstars than they are now. WWE is a superstar factory. NXT is a superstar factory. Not only will they brush up on their weaknesses, WWE will expose their weaknesses. They got to get used to television. They got to get used to the camera. They got to get used to, being in front of that type of live audience. They got to get used to, walking down the ramp. They got to get used to this. They got to get used to that. WWE is a television program. Where they are right now, they are in wrestling promotions that don't really base anything off television. Kenny Omega and the Young Bucks will be, and I think it would be best if they are in NXT. Because no matter how great they are now, NXT is a place where the great become greater. That's the way I see it. That's the way I see it. And with the theme music and the entrance, that's the way WWE's building stars nowadays. I mean, look at Bobby Roode, look at Nakamura, look at Aleister Black. If Kenny Omega goes to NXT, I'm sure he'll get fucking legend status. So I can't wait to see that happen. Even AJ Styles said that. He wishes he would have taken a different path because it was, coming from New Japan and then TNA and then obviously jumping right to the main roster of WWE, he was just so mind-fucked about how things were different. He had a lot to get used to. And he even told Triple H personally, I wish I had at least 1 year in NXT. And AJ Styles was on record saying that he loves the family atmosphere that is NXT. He was making mention in an interview that all the kids down there, they call each other by their birth names. And, he was like, who the fuck is that? And he was like so taken back by how like close everybody was. You know, people bleed together down there. They travel together. They're family together. They succeed together. They fail together. He's like, that's the type of mentality that NXT is breeding down there, and that's so fucking vital to take to the main roster. And he says if he could do it over, he would spend the year in NXT before hitting the main roster. So Kenny Omega, you know, and the Young Bucks are not better than anybody. You know, when you come into the WWE, I think NXT is the right way to go. And I think, yes, all three will be in WWE and all three will be in NXT. And when that day comes, holy shit, I'm going to mark the fuck out. I'd love to see Kenny Omega in NXT. Let's see what we got here. I am looking. Rabizi. Or Robizi. What is your favorite game from the Legend of Zelda series and why? A Link to the Past. Because I played it over and over and over again. I love the new games. The new games are too big. The new games are too big. A Link to the Past, I love the side-scrolling Zelda games, man. I really do. And it was a perfect length. It had a perfect story. It kept you fucking just emotionally invested. The new games are great, don't get me wrong, but, you know, they're a take on what's in now. Open world and fucking big. You know, not everything needs to be big. Bigger is not better, okay? Get that mentality out of your head. Bigger is not always better. Legend of Zelda series is one of my favorite video game series of all time. A Link to the Past is my favorite game because I just love the side-scrolling Zelda games, man. This one, I actually put a lot of thought into this one, and this one really intrigued me. Mr. Zor. I have questions within a question, so I hope this is not bending the rules too much. Now, in an apocalyptic event, zombies, radioactive monkeys, mutated insects, overly aggressive zebras, robot kangaroos, whatever the case may be, if you had to pick 5 people to be in your survival group, who would they be? What 2 weapons would you like to have at your disposal? Is there any specific place that you would like to hold down? How badly would you miss beer? Very. How well do you think you would do in such an event? Well, thank you, Mr. Zor, for such an imaginative question. 5 people I would like to have on my survival group. My 2 best friends, Pete and Sean. I would definitely take both of my brothers, Frank and Michael. Michael being the master of medicine and chemistry. He's on his way to getting his PhD. So if any one of us gets sick or ill, he's your go-to man. Frank, you know, balls to the wall. I don't give a shit about anything. I think he would really thrive in that type of thing, and he's got a level head on his shoulders, and he's just an intelligent guy, so I'd take him. You know, my buddy Pete and my buddy Sean, I think they'd be the muscle of the group. Me, I'd be the leader, because I'm JD. I mean, who else would be the fucking leader, you know? But those are my 5 people. What 2 weapons? Anytime I'm talking about an apocalyptic event or zombies, gotta have my shotgun, bro. Anytime I play a zombie-esque game or horror game, the shotgun is a gun that gives you comfort and safety. Now, the other weapon, I thought about this. I was like, rocket launcher or machine gun, you know, a Lucille type weapon. I'm going to go with something that Michonne has, such as a katana blade. I think that would be good. It's got a long reach. It's sharp. It kills. Cut the heads off of zombies. I think that'd be good. I think that would be very good. So those are my 2 weapons right there. Any specific place that you would want to hold down? Yes. Yes, Whole Foods. Because, A, my brothers are organic nuts. So Whole Foods is a must. B, they literally have everything. They literally have everything, man, including beer. Very, very good beer selection. So, Whole Foods is the place that we would hold down. That would be our fort. And how well do you think we would do in such an event? I think we'd do pretty well. Now, I don't want to be put into that type of situation, but I think we would do pretty well. Especially if we're guarding a Whole Foods, which, you know, could be a fucking, could be a bad situation in itself because, I mean, who the fuck doesn't want to hold down a Whole Foods? You know, Whole Foods is fucking awesome. But that's my situation there, and thank you, Mr. Zor, for such an imaginative question. Billy or not, what is your favorite Hell in a Cell match? Quite easily. Everybody thinks it's the first one. No. I loved it, but no. Undertaker vs. Mankind, King of the Ring. That was the quintessential match that really fucking set the WWE on fire from that point on, man. Unbelievable. I remember exactly where I was, who I was with, watching that shit. It was ridiculous. I seen it live as it happened. Mick Foley being thrown off the cell the first time was holy shit. The second time was even worse, in my opinion. Because you're hitting the fucking mat, and he fell on top of a steel chair. The steel chair, according to him, did a lot more damage than what meets the eye there, man. Then plus the thumbtacks, being chokeslammed on thumbtacks. Come on, man. That match, unbelievably brutal, man. I don't think we will ever see, I know we won't ever see anything like that ever again in WWE. A modern classic. And for anybody that thinks WWE is fake, I always say, yeah, it's fake, right? Yeah, let me see you do this. You know, we'll take a look at this and tell me if it's fake, motherfucker. No, sorry. That's my favorite Hell in a Cell match. Who would you have booked, or who would you have booked to win the 2017 WWE King of the Ring? I would have Samoa Joe win the King of the Ring, and I would have Samoa Joe go on to fight Brock Lesnar at SummerSlam 2017. Simple. I think a tournament aspect and Joe running through everybody leading up to Brock Lesnar would not only get him over, but it would signify the importance of not only the King of the Ring, but the Universal Championship as well. That's just me. I would book Samoa Joe to win the 2017 King of the Ring. Also, that was by Nick Nightmare, by the way. I'm sorry. Nick Nightmare asked the King of the Ring question. He also asks, what would you suggest to a fellow content creator to survive the apocalypse coming up on the end of my first year, and it's suddenly been brutal? I feel like I've come so far, so very quickly, and now I'm barely getting anything, like fishing in the desert, bro. Listen, I've been on end talking about this bullshit, man. I don't know. I don't know what to do. Luckily, I have you guys to kind of make things feel okay with the Patreon. You guys are supporting the Audible links. Try and get sponsors, man. Go out and get an Audible sponsor. Go through Influencer Bridge. That's where I got my sponsors. I'm hooked up with Loot Crate through them as well. They're the ones that led me to Audible. There's a few other things that I would love to get sponsored by. I'd love a WWE sponsorship to, kick back some dollars to the show, by shopping with WWE, because everybody shops at WWE. I'd love that Amazon link where people shop on Amazon and it kicks back some funds to the show. Sponsorships are the way to go, man. Patreon is the way to go. As far as surviving the apocalypse, I don't think it's going to be forever. We just got to ride it out. I know it's frustrating. I know exactly what Off the Script should be making per episode every weekend. And when I tell you it's cut 80%, it really has been cut 80%. It sucks. Just bear with it all you can, man. Right now, in the midst of this, you should be worrying about building a subscriber base. And then when all of that is back to being normal, you got those people there and you can resume normal activity. So that's what I would say, man. Concentrate on the subscribers and the views, because that's what I'm concentrating on right now. Don't let it bother you too much. I know it's going to bother you because I'm a numbers guy. It bothers me to fucking no end, but just concentrate on the subscribers and getting the good content out there. Continue doing it. But also trying to get some sponsorships in the meantime, because they are helping out immensely. What else do we have here, man? Let's see. What else do we have here? Matthew Moses, as a metal fan, what is your opinion on metalcore or any core subgenre of metal? I am not a fan. I don't really listen to metalcore all that often anymore. It's kind of like a hardcore, mix of like thrash and melodic and all that shit. I'm not a big fan of the hardcore subgenre. Killswitch Engage did it right with Alive or Breathing. That was pretty much it. I'm not a big fan of any of that shit. I certainly am a fan of the power metal, the progressive metal, the thrash metal, death metal, But metalcore, that was in our high school days, man, or me anyway, in my high school days. Not really all that keen on metalcore nowadays. I don't even, I wouldn't even consider Trivium metalcore. Metalcore You know, people used to tell me, oh, that metalcore garbage, Trivium. No, man. Trivium's fucking great. And just go listen to their last album, Silence in the Snow. I mean, it's fucking amazing. You know? But metalcore, I'm not a big fan of that subgenre. You guys know what I listen to. I'm into the straight, you know, balls to the wall, direct, no bullshit added type of metal. That's me. Guy Lorty, did you finally change your Mustang? No, bro. I'm actually looking forward to doing that if things go well and the adpocalypse fucking ends. I'd like to do that in August because I think that would be a perfect time to do it, and then maybe get the fuck out of New York City at the same time. That's what I'm thinking. Trading in my '08 Mustang for a nice 2018 Mustang is what I'm thinking. Or if the 2019s are available, the 2019s. We'll see what happens. Jason, I'm curious, JD, have you ever been to London? No, I have not. I would like to, but traveling to that part of the world with the way the climate is nowadays, with terrorism and fucking bullshit that's going on in the world, I don't think I'd be traveling to that part of the world anytime soon. And being on a plane for 6 hours scares the shit out of me. So I don't like flying. You guys should know that by now. Oscar Gomez, what is your favorite brand and style of coffee? I prefer Dunkin' Donuts over Starbucks. Just a regular large Dunkin' Donuts, cream and only 2 sugars is what I do. But I was a barista for 6 years, and if you need me to make you a caramel macchiato or a cappuccino, you will have nobody make it better than me. I am the coffee master. Believe me. Though I do drink Starbucks, I prefer a specialty Starbucks drink like an iced caramel macchiato. That's my favorite drink. Iced caramel macchiato venti with 4 shots of espresso. Way to go. That's me. What else do we have here, man? Jay Croft. JD, fellow thrash metal fan here of the Big Four, Metallica, Megadeth, Slayer, and Anthrax. Which do you like best and why? I was going to say Slayer, but Slayer's boring. Slayer hasn't changed anything up. They're still just fucking Slayer. I'm going to go with Metallica, just based on Kill 'Em All. Four Horsemen is my favorite Metallica song ever. I loved Ride the Lightning. Ride the Lightning is my favorite Metallica album. Master of Puppets was great, though I think it was slightly overrated. It was great. And Justice for All was great. Black Album was great. After that, Metallica can lick my balls. Death Magnetic was okay, but I thought it could have been better produced. The new album, Hardwired, sucks, and I don't like anything past track 2. Atlas Rise is the best song off the album. Everything else after that is fucking trash. Megadeth, I was never a big fan of Dave Mustaine's vocals, though Rust in Peace is fucking amazing. Slayer, I love, my favorite Slayer album is, it's probably South of Heaven, I think. You know, everybody goes with Raining Blood, or Rain in Blood. You know, Seasons in the Abyss was great, too, because, you know, Seasons in the Abyss and South of Heaven with Slayer, you know, it still had the speed, but they also kind of tried to mix it up a little bit. That's why I like Diabolus and Musica so much. You know, I for some reason, I love that album. I can listen to that anytime I put it on. I'm in the zone listening to that shit, you know. But as far as who I'm gonna add to your question, who do I think should be in the Big Four mix? Exodus for sure, and Testament for sure. Because Testament and Exodus, I think, are better than fucking all 4 of these guys. So that's just me. But yeah, I would take Metallica over Megadeth, Slayer, and Anthrax. What else do we have here? One more. Mark Anthony. With Destiny 2 not far away, what changes would you like to see in the game apart from the obvious? I don't know, man. I enjoyed what they had going on with Destiny 1. I don't see how far off they're gonna drift from Destiny 1 with Destiny 2. More opportunities for fucking loot. Change the goddamn fucking algorithm so that everybody has a chance to get something. The raids, I'm telling you this right now, man. The one thing I would change right now about Destiny 2 is the fucking raids need to be absolutely massive. And I mean massive in ways where it should be a fucking quest. Not 45 minutes, not 2 hours, with an extra half an hour added on top of that with the hard difficulty. No. These need to be 5 to 6 hour long quests. All day shit. That's what I'm talking about. Multiple layers. Different fucking sequences. Different scenarios. That's what I would do. Raids need to be bigger. More opportunities for loot. Algorithm needs to fucking change. The RNG, forget about it. It's got to change. It's got to change. But other than that, cut the fucking lag when I'm fucking playing Crucible. Please. I don't need somebody fucking glitching over here like fucking Charlotte, you know, when she does a promo. Give me a fucking break. Whatever. You guys know my deal with first-person shooters. And that is your Q&A, man. Sorry I didn't get to everybody, but there's only so many that I can answer. I don't want to do everything. But if you guys do want another one of these next week, please feel free. I'll post something on the you know what? Actually, you guys are going to be seeing this. I'll post it down below, and I'll post it in a separate thread as well. If you guys want another Q&A and you guys want your question answered, you can ask me the same thing. Maybe I'll see it. Maybe I'll think differently about it next week. Or if you want to ask me something completely different, this is open to everybody. We got 375 patrons on here. This is open to everybody, and I hope you guys enjoyed this, man. I enjoyed it. It's time out of my day that I don't mind giving you guys. And now I'm going to have some lunch, and I'm probably going to take a nap right before SmackDown because I don't feel good. But thank you guys so much for everything, man. I greatly appreciate your patronage. You guys are fucking awesome. I got the best fans in the world. And I'll see you next week for Q&A Part 2 right here on JD's Patreon. Thank you guys so much. Make it a great Tuesday. I'll see you guys tonight for SmackDown Live review. And we'll see you next week, man. Thank you guys so much.